Okay, it's a minute or two after we just finished the last video. As you can see, he is not at all fearful of vacuum cleaner at this point because it's what we call static and it's not moving. And we put a lot of scent around because these high value tricky trainer treats, the liver flavor that I have a strong scent value. So this would be something that what we went over in the last video, you should do multiple times a day until he's just very comfortable with the vacuum cleaner. Now, once I move the vacuum cleaner, I don't want him to not see it coming. So I'm waiting for him to look at the vacuum cleaner. So just that one movement provoked his flight response. So now we're going to bring him back here. And we're going to do the scent game a little bit. He's waiting for me. Is he going to give me another easy treat? No, I got to get closer to it. Now again, we see the leaning in, so he's a little uncomfortable. So we'll help him out a little bit. Dogs get over things by literally moving forward. So by making him take a step towards whatever it is, where he gets a high value treat, or what we call reinforcer, when he comes forward, that helps him be more inclined to do so in the future. We're using a leash just to prevent him from running far, far away. So now what I'm going to do, now you saw as soon as I just reached over to touch it without moving it, that got him thinking this thing might be moving again. So we're just going to break it down step by step until he feels really comfortable. Now this is the last treat I have, so now I'm going to do this one a little bit more challenging. Here, buddy. I don't want to cross over. Now at that point, he wanted to move away. So again, I'm letting him move. There we go. And I'm just moving just a little bit of a movement. So the next steps that we're going to do for this, we're not going to do all these on camera because it wouldn't be the most exciting. It's going to take a little bit of time. So the first thing is just getting him comfy. So he will come up with the vacuum cleaner no matter where it is, and he'll come and get a treat. The next stage is just to move it just a little bit like this. Next stage is eventually kind of rolling it. Now when we're doing that, we would have him on the leash. Now at this point, I might block him and not let him run as far away as the leash will provide. I'll let him increase his distance a little bit, but we want to do this in small steps. So the first one is just touching it like this, then eventually it's touching it like this, and then we're going to press whatever the button is. How do you press it to get this thing to come in? Okay. So then eventually, we're going to kind of do something like this, and we're going to have him on a leash, and we're just going to walk around without vacuuming, just with him being next to it. Now, even better would be to have one of the kids or somebody else dropping a treat here. So we drop the treat here, we move the vacuum away from it, the dog comes up here and takes the treat, then we drop another treat there, the vacuum moves away, so he's kind of following the vacuum cleaner. For dogs, whoever's in front is in the leadership position, whoever's in the back is the follower position. This roundabout sort of way makes the vacuum cleaner kind of an authority figure because he's following behind the vacuum cleaner, but as he does, he gets the high value treats. So again, the first stage is getting him just to come to the vacuum cleaner. The second stage is to be able to just reach over and touch the vacuum cleaner. Third one is to touch and move it slightly. Fourth way is to actually maybe get it to this, where it's doing this thing, and then back. So we're gonna break down each individual step until he can master that step, until he can get 5 practice repetitions in a row without him trying to flight before you move on to the next one. And the next stage would just be go like this and just pretend vacuum the house, where again we're dropping those treats. The next stage would be actually to have him way over across the room and somebody starts holding a treat and lets him nibble on the treat. And then while he's nibbling, the person that's giving it to him nods their head. And when this happens, when the person nods their head, the person by the vacuum cleaner turns the vacuum on. Now we do it at such a distance that the dog is able to stay over there without running away. But he hears the vacuum cleaner while he's having the treat delivered. And then as soon as he's about to be finished eating the treat, the person shakes their head like this or gives a signal, and we turn the vacuum cleaner off. So the only time he hears the vacuum cleaner on is while the treat is being delivered. This is basically a variant of counter conditioning, and this will help the dog have a positive association with the vacuum cleaner if we break it down step by step and go at his pace. Eventually for life he'll be fine with the vacuum cleaner. The thing is, we do not want to provoke the response in the dog. So if you get to the point where we're turning it on and the dog responds, well, we're here, we might have to actually have the thing in the basement or in the garage behind a couple doors where dog's hearing is pretty good, it's better than ours. The dog can hear it but not respond to it. When we've done that enough times in a row, then we can get the vacuum cleaner on closer and closer until we can have the vacuum cleaner on in the same room with the dog 2 or 3 feet away. We turn it on and he's fine. And then at that point, we would turn it on and do the same thing where we're dropping the treats, but we probably have to drop them about 6 or 7 feet away behind the vacuum cleaner. But just getting him used to it step by step will help desensitize him for it, and because we use the treats, we're providing a counter conditioning element and creates a positive association of the vacuum cleaner or the Halloween display in somebody's yard or whatever the new object is that's causing him to be fearful when engaged in his flight mode. So that's how we use counter conditioning to help the dog regain their confidence around new objects.